to Downtime Activities, and welcome back to the Curian Empire Epic 6 D&D campaign. Our last episode saw a nice little fight, rescue of a new traveling companion, and the tracking down of a tomb from a vision sent from the gods. Most of the group felt a strong push to not enter the tomb, but one felt a pull.
Man, that guy's dumb. I wonder who that is. He could be dumb.
And so we're going to pick up this episode with the next morning as Asim emerges from this ancient tomb, sort of with the first light of day. Changed. Stronger. Seems like not necessarily more haunted, but more focused, I suppose. He seems to have seen many things in his travels through the darkness. You wake up the next morning feeling much more confident, just much more comfortable with a blade. What Avantius teaches you isn't really the way you were taught to fight growing up. What he teaches is combat from a soldier's perspective. It's how to actually survive dirty fighting on the ground. And you feel like sort of over these last sort of week traveling with him, and sort of the last night in particular, you feel much more comfortable with that. More comfortable with a blade, more comfortable wearing armor.
How do I feel? Just hungover?
Yeah.
You feel more hungover, more haggard, more belligerent. And it is worse like in the morning. I've kind of have like that breastplate from the slaver kind of. I've ratcheted it down, got it to kind of fit well, and I've gotten to where I can move around better in it. And I'm equipping it. And I'm keeping the sword on. The sword isn't like kind of going back and forth between my pack and my hip. It's just staying on my hip.
Okay.
And the staff is now more of like a toss it in the wagon kind of a thing, and I'm not walking with the staff as much.
Okay.
Yeah, we're back. What did you see in there?
It was definitely a good decision to come here. I've always regretted acknowledging my past. There was always a lot of death around me when I was younger, and a lot that I never really came to terms with. Will any
soft?
Any idea? Yeah. Any inclination to what happened in there? Or
I mean, what was talking with Anubis like?
Oh God.
Exactly.
Literally.
That one. That's the Anubis he's talking about.
Oh God.
Did you see Anubis?
Yes.
How many heads did he have?
One. Very similar to looking in a mirror. If the mirror was like made you look a lot cooler.
And I would buy that mirror.
Me too.
Didn't you do something like that in a old D&D campaign in a village?
So there was
that a hag was kind of running.
Essentially, there was a village
people, like,
that a
magic
hag took over by like giving each person what they wanted, and there was like an old ugly lady who wanted to be beautiful again, and she just gave her a mirror that when she looked in it, she was beautiful, but she still looked the same on the outside. It was very dark. It was a very dark campaign.
No, that's just self-confidence right there.
That was Cat on the Run campaign.
That was Cat on the Run. You hid in the rafters of a church as the guy she gave super strength to drug a sledgehammer across the floor looking around for you, if I remember correctly.
We also dropped a church on a werewolf, I think.
That you did. Gothic horror, man. It's weird.
We had to do with the werewolf somehow.
You don't have silver. But you
do
have a church.
Would the werewolf have not died because, silver bullet?
Man in the
Trident man, searching everyone for the cat on the run. Yeah. No one understands. There's nowhere you can see this. This was well before videos were on the channel.
There's nothing we can point you to.
Good stuff. Good
stuff. To understand.
You just have to believe him.
So anyway,
for the most part, I think I just gained more confidence in myself. I was shown how to do a few things that I think will help me become more of a warrior and help. Just drinking.
Well, I'm like, I'm very invested, but I'm like,
Oh.
just like
He's very invested. He's also very hungover.
yeah.
He's got to take that.
He's gotta
Hair of
take
the
care
dog. Nice. And my journey up to this point has been well in line with what I think I need to continue doing, which is continuing what Anubis did. Guide people through either to death and let him take it from there, or help people rest easily.
Your god reminds me a lot of my god.
So you got Anubis?
No.
Okay.
You see, this is where our gods start to differ a little bit. If we don't have like a...
What was the 3-head thing you were talking about?
Well, that's Cerberus. He's not a god. He's just a... He's one of the gods.
Can I roll like an intelligence since I'm well traveled?
It'd be a religion.
You could roll. Give me a religion
Wait.
roll.
Like, does it have a normal head on its
12.
back, and a head on
12?
its butt?
You
All three on the
heard
front.
Huh.
you've heard some kind of myths about this, like in sort of your brief travels crossing through sort of that section of the world.
I mean, we have a god of death, but he's in the underworld, and our dog one is the gatekeeper.
Don't you
for
also
it.
have a river of wood?
No, wait, that's mine. The River of Styx.
I thought that was also Greek.
It is Greek. Yeah.
Well, yes. Well, there's a ferryman. Maybe he's a dog. I've never seen him depicted as a dog. I assume he's not a dog.
Wait, but that's what Anubis does. He guides
Don't call
people
him
through
a,
the
don't
River
call
of
him a
Styx.
dog when you meet him.
Oh, I would never. I mean, if I see him and he's a Kinra, maybe that's what it is.
Yeah, Anubis guides people through the afterlife.
Does Anubis
so
have a
we
boat?
don't- He doesn't own the boat, but he moves the boat.
He's a god. He doesn't own his own boat.
He doesn't need to.
Oh,
okay.
if he doesn't own the boat, who's he renting it from? Is there another god? Is it another god's boat?
Is there a god of boats?
Hold on, I
Who
need to
sells
go ask
boats
more
to the other
questions.
The day of Neptune.
Neptune. Poseidon is god of the sea. I mean, he might as well own all the boats, because you should pay homage to him if you want them to sail.
All your gods are weird.
Gods are weird. They're powerful. Don't spite them.
No, I don't believe in that.
That's true.
I can't tell if
this
we have
what
the
you
same gods. Are our gods the same gods with different names, or are there all these gods? Because you've met your gods, and my gods brought me here.
I find it
Clearly.
hard believing there are multiple
I'm
gods.
assuming with my class, I'll have spoken with my god.
Your powers are at the very least divine.
You can summon vines from your hand with the powers of your gods. So
Well, there's more to it than that, but sure.
the gods, wild. Well, they guided us this far. From here, we have a decision to make.
All of my spells cost
Each of us. And that's where are we going? What are we doing?
I wouldn't classify this as a debt repaid just yet, so I guess I'm stuck with you.
Well, I for one think we probably ought to get back to civilization, recoup, and find another adventure to go.
Do we return the horses, or are these our horses?
I assume we sell the extras and then keep one for each.
Works for me.
As far as I'm concerned, the horses are our horses.
Yeah, who's gonna claim them?
Yeah,
Well-
true. Half of the people are dead, but the other half is like
For
an empire.
specifically 3 of the horses, there is someone who might try and claim them. We should probably maybe sell those horses.
But they're good horses.
You at least sell the saddles.
That's
Sell
true.
the saddles.
But where are we going to sell them? Because who's going to go? Oh, you know what?
We
Those
find
aren't
it.
stolen.
That's a fair point.
Can we deface them somehow to sell them?
And it's still going to look like military saddles.
Unfortunately, I don't know what we can do unless we find someone whose entire thing is hating the empire of people.
Well, there's no shortage of those, but they're still probably not willing to buy military saddles. You raise a good point.
Well, you could probably buy other saddles and ditch these saddles in general. We may not get anything back for them, but we didn't pay anything for them to begin with. So
That's true.
No loss.
These don't have to pay for horses.
Getting into trouble. I like it.
We've gotten into some, definitely. That being said, perhaps we don't go back to the Kinra capital. They might have. I was seen.
I mean, to be fair, I have no reason to go back there right now. No family, nothing I need to worry about. The temple has my dirt collection, so.
You have the stamp.
Kizarko is not happy.
Khajiit has many lies, all of them false.
Speaking of Khajiit, you do know Tabaxi.
That's true.
We could try and get some work with him, but wasn't he in Anku last? I mean, if I keep my head down, I feel like we could move through there fine. I don't have to have my ears out. They know I'm an elf, but they didn't see me of the rest of us. I have a cow.
They've never seen me before.
You will certainly draw attention, but not negative, hopefully.
Also, no one really saw you that up close.
Yeah, a couple of them got a look. They'd say probably an elf. So anyway, I'm thinking we get back to Anku, we meet up with our friend, and see if he has any work for us.
Let's find out if he's killed any other people, because technically he had the highest kill death.
Yeah, but he's not in the party.
Well, that's true.
Highest KD in the party.
That guy, he went to attack someone, whiffed, then he got stabbed. And then this guy came out of nowhere with a dagger and stabbed and killed this guy, and then did it again.
The merchant is skittish, but effective with a blade. I've seen it twice.
Nice guy.
Take your word for it.
He did well by us the first time, and I'm sure he wouldn't mind an extra guard if he had another transport shipment to
Definitely
do.
not sketchy. He's not. I mean that. Sincerely.
Again,
You need to work on your intonation,
twisting
my
my
friends.
words.
Again, I'll take your word for it.
You said that like the merchant who sold him his armors. Like it's definitely.
You said that like the crazy Tabaxi archer in the Lost City said, "You should come to my basement. There's no snakes down there."
Okay, that guy was a dick. Also,
He tried to poison you and drink his own poison soup because he's an
also,
idiot.
when we get there before we visit him, we should consider getting you different armor.
Why?
Are you not wearing a definitely not tabaxi pelt?
No, I'm wearing the breastplate
He took the breastplate off of Moneybags.
now.
Fair
Yeah,
enough.
I have a slaver's breastplate on instead, which is probably just kind of a...
We can probably ditch that. Well, you could probably sell that other armor then.
I might be able to sell the hide, if neither of you will wear the hide, probably.
I don't think
I
I
might-
can.
I might keep it, though.
Plan is to buy the saddles. It'd probably be a good idea to, even if we don't buy them before we arrive back in town, it's a good idea to ditch the military saddles before we get back into town.
We might be able to buy them in a smaller village on the way.
What are
Right
the
into town
chances
with
this jewelry can be identified back to that one guy?
Who cares if it
To the
is?
slaver?
He's not...
He's a slaver. Who cares?
Well, I mean, he's also dead.
I
But
strongly doubt anybody who can identify it would be, well, they'll either be happy to see that he's dead, or if they're unhappy to see that he's dead, I don't think anybody we want to be dealing with.
also might just keep these rings. These are cool rings.
I'm keeping one.
We're also just
Oh no,
collecting.
you become a Skyrim player. You're gonna store up tons of weird stuff from your adventures and put it all in a
And then you're gonna
chest
get.
in your house.
Then you're gonna get the
It's
beacon of
memories.
Meridian, and you just can never get rid of it.
This is the
I
ancient
do-
Greek hero equivalent of scrapbooking.
I always did it because I liked the RP thing, especially it's like if you adopt kids and like build the manor of like someday when I'm old and I die, my kids will be going through this like chest of shit, and it's like 5 dangerous.
It's just Lord of the
artifacts,
Rings
and,
when he like opens the chest and there's like a fucking troll knife in there and shit
Yeah.
like that.
it's just he's gonna be like go through and they're like oh look, Dawnbreaker. Oh look, Azura's star. Oh look.
Missoula's dagger.
No, look! What's this weird orb? Another hand touches the beacon! God damn it! I already have Dawnbringer in here! How is this also in here?
Stole it.
Stole it back.
Got Dawnbreaker, stole back Murdy's beacon. Yeah, just like it's like here's the legendary dragon slaying sword. Here's all of this legendary armor. But it's like, but I only ever remember Dad wearing like basic fur armor on all of his adventures.
It's because he was a Viking, son.
because that's what he looked the best in, was shirtless fur armor.
I really want to
standing
see
there
or
in
play
the
a
snowstorm,
character
just flexing at everybody.
that's good enough to steal the items without having to kill the guy. It's just like, this is my collection. All of the people are after me.
They've never found me.
What people? All of the people.
All of the people.
All of the people. Let's see. Basic riding saddle, running 10 gold. Military saddle, if you want a new military saddle, running 20 gold. A pack saddle, which wouldn't be all that comfortable to sit on, but you can hang off and shit from it. That would only run you 5. Saddlebags, and stuff like that.
I'm assuming one of the
horses.
horses from the Slavers has a saddle on.
Yes, and it does not have a like Curian Legion.
We have.
I am going to take that horse. That horse will be mine.
We have two saddles then that we could take. We have 2 non-trackable saddles, right? Because there's 2 horses on saddles from them.
Yes, but you only took one of the horses.
For some reason, you left the other one for dead.
Poor horse.
It's all be alright.
So you can take that one.
Sure.
These other horses. I mean, if we go somewhere that's selling that, will they buy horses?
Yeah, if it's a place where you could buy saddles, they'd probably buy. Or where you could buy saddles, they would probably buy horses.
Do we want to keep the cart or sell, like, the wagon and the horses there?
Well, if we're traveling by boat, I don't...
It won't be very practical. Or, yeah, it depends on what his next adventure is, and if he's hauling stuff over land, he probably has carts of his own.
And for the most part, I don't really see us needing to move stuff, and if it does, they should be supplying us with that.
Okay. So,
Maybe
we'll
sell the cart.
2 draft horses and the 2 other lesser horses.
Oh, one of those horses is mine.
Yeah.
Well,
It's like
good.
a
I'm talking about the horses that were pulling the cart. The 2 horses pulling the cart and the cart.
Carts are cheap, but horses are not. So you're selling the 2 draft horses?
Yes, because he took the extra
And
horse, the extra riding horse.
So that will be a total of 100 gold.
Okay, so take 20 off, or 30 off for our saddles.
Okay, so 70 gold.
70 gold.
You just wanted
And,
regular ones, not military ones?
Does a military saddle give us a benefit?
In theory, it would probably, if you were doing like cavalry charges or something like that, it would probably have some benefit.
If I was to be wanting to ride with like my hands free, would that be like that help with that? If I had like a shield and sword eventually.
Yeah, probably.
Okay.
But it's also an upgrade you can make later
Sure.
if you feel like it.
Yeah.
Let's
just
do
found
big ones.
Yeah.
Okay. So we have 70 left over.
What is stuff that the people's... I assume Aventus. Are we saying we're back in town or just planning right now?
No, this is, you guys wanted to stop somewhere else and change out
A
saddles.
smaller city somewhere.
Before you
So
got
that's
back
70
to
split 4 ways.
Anku.
Which is 20, 40, 60, and 10.
What's half of 35?
What's half of 35?
17.5. Yeah, 17.5.
17 gold and 5 silver.
Yeah.
So 17 gold and 5 silver pieces. Is that what we...
Yeah.
Okay.
And like I said, feel free to break gold down into silver or copper pretty freely.
I'm going to keep it as gold and then just assume I have a mixture of coins whenever I
That's
put
easy,
stuff
yeah.
down, yeah. I'm able to sell this ring anywhere here.
Probably not for all that much here. That'd be something that'd be
Better
much
in the
easier
city.
to do.
Yeah, let's get back to the city. We can kind of kit up a little, maybe spend some of this money, and then
Yep. I don't know what all we need. We might need to look into some other weapons. Besides the ones I'm proficient and not good with. My dad taught me to be good with weapons, and then he died. And before I got any more training with them, realized, man, I should get better at these other things. I can swing a sword, but I could swing it better if I was trained. Damn it.
this man here can teach you a lot.
Can you give me stat increases?
I mean, you can technically like get proficiencies.
He already
and,
has
like,
proficiency.
skills and stuff if you.
He's just
you
weak.
learn.
I have proficiency in all them and
He's
a
just
negative
scrambling.
stat and all the.
That the Ventus can't fix, unless you want to like.
I have one.
Unless you want the Ventus to run you through like physical training and stuff like that for weeks on end.
No.
That's not a very fun adventure.
No, thank you.
Gonna need
Also, I have a way of
montage.
fixing all of these things. I just have to choose one later.
Even Rocky had a mountain.
I can get an awesome, like several levels later, I can get like an awesome horse that I never have to feed, or I can get an awesome ass weapon that's super cool with the character design, or I can get a shit ton of spells. And I'm kind of going to that one because warlocks get limited stuff.
Only time will tell.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. So yeah, I guess we're gonna ride on Anku.
It's a easy ride, and you don't. Now that your horses are significantly less identifiable, I will adjust that in my character notes.
Thank goodness.
Good to know that was in the character.
What? That you guys were riding horses with military saddles?
Yeah. That couldn't have gone wrong. We hate the military. So do we, liars. We stole their shit. I don't believe you.
You can ride back into Anku quite freely, really.
Let's hit the markets and then see if we can track down our
Want some more spicy food?
slippery friend. I will not touch that street meat again. That was a horrible
You
experience.
catch a scent of something as you're riding through.
Ooh, what's the smell of that delectable?
It's spicy. It's like foreign. It smells really good. It's like roast meat.
You let go on. I gotta indulge.
Proceed with
myself.
caution, friend. Proceed with caution. But have fun. It's an experience.
I'm saying if we bought some of that, we might be able to do something with that later.
Coat my sword with it. Turn into a flame tongue.
Accidentally slip that into some
gonna-
enemy's food. I just.
I'll walk up to the merchant. I'm gonna try it.
Okay. It'll run you a silver piece.
Okay.
For this like kind of parchment wrapped bundle that is like blisteringly hot to the touch.
Good
of,
luck,
like,
sir.
Of like strips of like tender beef cooked in this like thick spicy sauce.
Pretty much, I just go.
Roll me a
Is Anku where we were headed or where we started?
Headed. It's the Kinku capital. Or Kinku.
The Kenku capital.
It's the
They've
Kinra
taken
capital.
over
The like
Wadacha.
inland off the river.
The one we've already been to?
We've been to both. It's not the like big coastal city that's like the true capital of the imperial side of
13.
things. It's like the
13?
Kinra capital, the second city we went
This
to.
stuff hurts. It like you're
I
not
could go
like
back to the Temple of Anubis.
like you're suffering. Like you're not to that point where you're like, I gotta put this down. Like this is causing me physical harm.
It's like
But
it's like it burns, but it tastes so good. I can't put it down.
tastes very good, but it is extreme, like painfully spicy.
Burping flames here in a second.
Beer does not help.
Do you?
But it makes it go
Do you
down
have a knife?
easier.
No. Would you like one?
Sure.
I have. This was a gift, but this other one I pulled off of one of the people who tried to rob us before, and I don't really need two
I'm
knives, and I noticed you
I'm
didn't
assuming
carry
I
one.
show up to them like later. I'm just like,
He looks like he's kind of walking like he's in pain. Like he doesn't look like he's like hallucinating necessarily, but he's like
Like an experience, huh?
so good.
It doesn't take any of the bite off, does it?
It doesn't, but it makes things go down a lot easier.
If the cool fluid won't take away the burn, then maybe a bit of the alcohol will.
Are there like fruit? There are fruit merchants and stuff nearby. How much would it be to buy just like an assortment of little fruits?
copper piece.
I'd like to sell that ring. Actually, I'm gonna sell both. I'm gonna sell both the rings. I am keeping a little list of things, but it's for kind of a specific purpose, and rings don't work very well for it.
Just roll me 2 d20s and tell me what the numbers is.
Oh,
Nope, you
I said if I'm rolling 2 d20s,
Oh,
it's
no.
these two.
This isn't technically advantage or disadvantage.
I mean, since it's useless, it's a 15 and a 17, so that is 32. A total of 32 if I'm adding them together, or a 15 and a 17 for the two of them.
Like, of course, useless.
Yes. For those of you confused, I decided to set two dice that I should not be rolling, the cursed dice aside, and anytime I'm rolling with advantage or disadvantage, I've decided those are the two I'm going to roll.
Since you're on the page, can I steal this real quick?
Go
I know you're about to use it. But...
You will get. You can essentially sell both of them for 7 gold.
Okay.
They seem to be a fairly high.
Nice.
Fairly high. They're not studded with gemstones or anything like that. But they are definitely
Like precious metal,
worthwhile.
at least.
Mhm.
And I assume normal equipment we can buy at like the cost
Yep.
around here.
Yeah, you can
Okay.
buy stuff at cost. Unless you want something like really exotic. Although this might be a good place to get something exotic because it's kind of closer to those trade routes and stuff. But.
Whenever you're done with that, I will take it back just for the cost of some stuff.
Sorry, I just wanted to write this.
Oh, I've got another PHP back.
Just give me 1 second and hand this back to him. You still want on the weapons page?
Yes.
2016.
Thank you. Having been stabbed twice, I realize I don't want that to happen anymore. So I buy a shield.
Okay. You can do that.
Like, I feel like swinging this sword with both my hands, I'll hit a little harder, but I'd rather have big chunk of metal to put in front of me because being stabbed is not fun.
Welcome to the same realization that a lot of people throughout history have had.
And I'm gonna buy some javelins.
Wow, did you know that in simple weapons there is only one weapon with the finesse property?
It's the dagger.
Hit the fucking dagger.
The simple dagger, as you have learned, is not to be underestimated.
Yeah, a lot of people have died
Can I
using
see
that
that?
thing.
Can I see that big thing?
Yeah, it should be alright.
Looking at the weapons list for the and the equipment list is on the next page as well, which has lots of just basic gear, as well as like.
I think the
armor upgrades and
previous
stuff like
one
that.
has armor.
Feels like springing for that.
I think it's
I'm
think
good for armor. For now.
A breastplate is, even if it's not like a custom fitted fancy one, we're not at that level yet. Breastplate's about as good as I can get them in medium armor until I want to spring for half plate if I don't care about stealth anymore.
I mean, your stealth couldn't get any worse.
Hey, I'm actually not terrible at stealth. I just rolled terrible.
I'll let history do the judge.
History does not look upon me kindly. History does not look upon me kindly.
I know it's probably not. It's not good for the finesse, but I just kind of want it for the character. So I'm gonna buy me a hand axe.
Sure.
You're proficient in them
Yeah.
because you're a dwarf, so it'll be your proficiency bonus and your strength to use it. So it won't be terrible. It'll be these two added together for your bonus to hit. It'll be +3, and then the damage is 1d6, and it'll just add your strength modifier to it, not your proficiency. Sweet. Don't think I need to. I mean, I am somewhat tempted to spring for like a longbow, but I can't afford it, and it's not very practical yet.
I can probably give you some money.
It lets you kill people
That's-
before they have a chance to stab you. That seems pretty practical.
That is true. I'm not going to start taking loans from people yet. That I can. I bought some javelins,
Or I
so
could just give you the money because I don't really care.
it's good to have a little walking around money. I'd have to buy arrows, and longbows are not cheap.
Okay.
I've known how to use a longbow. I used to go hunt.
Because I just realized I have a crossbow, but I don't know.
You start with 20 bolts.
Yeah, and
So-
don't worry too
Don't-
much about keeping track of ammunition.
Yeah.
There are some campaigns where it's fun to do.
This is one we're going to be
and
pretty
you
good here.
don't necessarily need to worry about.
Okay. So to clarify, I was proficient in the khopesh, the javelin, and the spear. all of which strength-based. They're -1. So all of those do
Those should all be
this
plus
damage. Yeah, so +1s, -1s for damage.
Mm-hmm.
And the short sword, it originally was not proficiency. Now I'm proficient with simple weapons.
It's a
So it's a -1 to hit, plus -1 damage.
because you're not proficient yet. I just wouldn't use a short sword.
I'm gonna get rid of the short sword.
I would. To you, a dagger is like a very good weapon. I know Brandon, I know you. I know you like to roll the big dice.
It's fine.
I know you like to roll the big dice.
Just
you
big weapon.
swinging a dagger is like max damage wise.
You have no idea yet.
It's essentially max damage wise is on par with me throwing a javelin, and I have a strength of 16.
Well, that's good.
Brandon, you have to remember that rolling a 4 with a dagger does more damage than rolling a 1 with a great axe.
That's true. Yeah. Also, it's
You just have to
it's
remember
weird.
that puny little weapon boy.
Ouch. Also, I've never had a negative main attacking stat. It's just different to see. I'm proficient with these weapons.
What cantrips did you take? Did you take Eldritch Blast?
Yeah.
So, Brandon, that's your primary attack.
Do you want to see my spells?
Yeah, I'm
Are
interested.
they murder, death, kill, murder, death,
All
kill?
of them.
Yeah.
Of course. I like the first one. That's a spell I really like.
Yeah, it's super cool.
And super cool in this
You
as well.
guys have a DPS caster, you have a support caster, and you have the frontline fighter to sort of fill in.
As more comes up, it will be less damagey, but for now, it's damage.
If you guys can reach the point where you're defending a narrow hallway with a couple of places where the mages can get line of sight, or a narrow bridge, the people attacking are gonna have a rough time.
Oh yeah. Give me a choke. Oh. All the reaction attacks. Once I got more I've doubled my dice at this level, so
I'm just
I mean, you can take a look at all those I picked.
As you guys
Full
are
casters, man.
Nice.
shopping,
Good. Holy
sort of
shit.
back to town and stuff.
I want
Anxious
that
one.
one. Both of those are on the damn spell.
as you're
For
sort
some
of,
reason, they don't give them to you.
examining
They're
the
just
shield.
you can take
Yeah,
these,
I'm kind of
but
like
you're
strap
throwing
it
yourself
strap
over.
it tight and be like,
No,
oh.
with the specific class type I chose,
you kinda
it comes
just,
with those.
They gave
Claps
you
you on
one
the
of those?
shoulder.
Yeah.
So it's on mine.
One
But for
second,
some
sorry.
Oh no, you're good. For some stupid reason, the warlock list, they don't automatically give them to you to cast like yours. They're just it's an option. You don't get them though because screw you, warlock.
You don't have them automatically prepared.
Yeah,
you can
they're
choose
added to,
them.
yep.
They're an additional option for you.
Yeah.
I like it both ways.
I think it makes
That's
sense for
pretty
the
cool.
different classes.
Those are also a lot of those are really flavorful spells, and I think that's super cool.
So that just comes up.
Spellcasting is great, and it's got an excellent sort
Some of those are
of realm
just
for
freaking
creativity.
mean.
What-
Thorn Whip is just so good and mean.
Why do you think I went with a chaotic neutral?
Perfect.
The next just
Sacred
comes up
Flames.
to you while you're sort of examining a shield and buying equipment and stuff, and kind
You know about that one.
of claps you on the shoulder, and it's just well, lad, I think I've taught you what I can teach you. I think all three of you are a little better set up to stay alive out there. I suppose, depending on what you get involved in the future, I'll be around, but I think for now we'll part ways.
Not looking for your normal run-of-the-mill mercenary work. But if the gods call again, I think you'll be ready.
The gods call again. Well, depends on the gods, I suppose. Maybe you should just leave me out of it. But I'm retired. For the most part, my fighting days are done. Got nothing wrong with them stealing a thing or two from the Empire now and again, but you haven't told me much about where you're from or where you're going, but sort of suspect that where you're headed, the Empire may not be all that happy about it.
For the time being right now, where I'm headed is on to another adventure, another lesson to learn, but between you and me, I'm not wandering aimlessly. I'm preparing. And a friend like you could be very useful to call on in the future.
If you're gonna call on me, make sure it's once you've got your whole little rebellion already built, huh?
Someone's got to teach the idiots how to swing a sword.
I suppose that's true, but I think now you'll do a decent job.
I'm gonna do the respectable muscles. Been pushing too many pencils.
The forearm clasp.
The forearm clasp, yeah, the forearm clasp. But I'm gonna be like, I had a good teacher.
I'm just gonna hand him the wet skin.
Oh, he'll take it.
Well, not to take it, but it's like, have one last,
He'll take it.
have one last drink before you go.
Yeah, thank you. Walking away.
No.
You just stole my wet skin.
He'll take a drink and pass it back.
Can I? Sorry, I know we already did this. I just realized these. Can I purchase a?
No.
Okay.
Yeah. For the most part, weapons, armor, and equipment you can get at cost.
Okay. Can I sell off that short sword? And just
Yeah. What's the short sword normally go for? Is it 5?
10.
10? Oh wow. You can get 5 for it.
Okay, that's perfect. Can I trade that 5 then in for a robe and a... What the hell is pouch under? Hey, there is an actual pouch. Okay, can I spend 10 gold for a robe and a pouch?
Sure.
I don't think there's any other miscellaneous equipment, but being 0th level characters meant that we didn't start with normal starting equipment, so
Sure.
I'm sure there's something that might be useful.
Like chalk or ball bearings.
I thought
If
about
you're
grabbing some
interested,
ball
I
bearings.
recommend the Downtime Activities YouTube channel and their video going over the most useful mundane items for your character to
or
buy.
a bag full of bars of soap. You just layer them on a staircase and
Caltrops and
bar.
bar-
Same thing with ball bearings.
I thought about ball bearings, but
Ball bearings
all I
are
can
so
think of
useful.
right now is we've been in the desert primarily, and I feel like ball bearings would just sink. That's just
And they wouldn't be any
inconvenient.
good on sand. That's true.
Yeah.
They're pretty much only good on city streets.
What they'd be, I really want to play a character that has catapult and a bag of ball bearings because that's just me.
Because then you just. Essentially, you want to play a character with a gun.
Yeah.
That's what you want. You want to play a character
You just want to play it, yeah.
And it gets worse because as it levels up, it just gets faster and meaner.
Catapult's a great spell.
It is awesome.
I just want to play a character that just uses a sling but flavored as a slingshot now. And be
Warlocks
like a
get Magic
rogue.
Stone.
Yeah, Magic Stone.
I wanted to do a sling rogue ever since playing the first Plague Tale game, because the sling based rogue with a little bit of alchemy mixed in is just it's so cool. I've got way too many characters I want to play because I need to at some point play the spell squirrel
Yeah.
wizard.
I have 9 characters.
Oh yeah, I've got way too many. There's a very good chance. I mean, it depends on what Erickson runs next, I guess. There's a very good chance my next character will be a small bard. Probably not necessarily actually small, as in the DnD size system, but a short medium.
Yeah, I don't really think there's anything here I need. Well, there's plenty here I need, but there's nothing that I would have the foresight to buy.
No health stuff as per usual. Party's a hoe.
I have adrenaline. That'll get me through.
That's exactly what that is.
Yeah.
You are back in a big city with money to spend. A little less money now, I guess.
Yeah, kind of kidded myself up a little bit. I feel pretty ready for the average kind of. I mean, I guess I should buy some rope because everyone should have some rope. And I'm a sailor.
No,
A sailor.
I have rope.
Yeah, but
I have 50 feet of rope.
I need my own rope.
Did you not start with a pack that had some rope?
I didn't start with a pack, technically.
I don't think
I just assumed I had
Do
the
the packs not come from background?
No, they come from class.
Some of them will give you packs because there's
They'll give you sometimes kits and stuff.
Yeah.
Going back,
How
going
much
back
is it?
around too on that food.
Okay. Alright, another silver piece. But you can totally do that.
I'm gonna go back for more.
You got more?
Yes.
You're gone. Are you gonna weaponize it?
No, it's for me.
No, I'm gonna eat it.
I'm just gonna buy an explorer's. I'm gonna buy an explorer's pack.
Okay.
I like the idea that he hands it to me like concerned. I'm just like,
Your first returning customer.
Con save.
I saw what that was before it moved.
18. That is a dirty 20.
Nice. You don't know if you're numb,
Must be nice
if
to
you're getting used to it, or if this is a little spicy or a little less spicy than the last batch. But it's one of the three. It's still hot, but it doesn't hurt quite as bad as the first time.
I just look at him, delicious, and I just go back to eating it. I just like the idea he's got this concerned look as he sees this dwarf. First of all, I feel like the dwarf's the talk of the town here. He sees a dwarf
Actually,
just
yeah.
going to town.
Hey, that's a foreign guy we haven't
On-
seen here in a while.
On seconds for the spicy.
This really short human walked by. Just kept eating all the food.
Yeah, I'm gonna buy an explorer's pack and a grappling hook for
Okay.
a rope.
Full
I thought about the grappling hook, but
grappling hook, but no rope.
The pack has rope. The pack has.
Don't worry, fellas. I can get us one sitting along. I'm grappling. You see us sitting along. We're just supposed to tie a rope to that. Oh, is that how they work?
I know what I'm doing. Thank you.
That's an amazing.
I think it's supposed to come back.
No, that's a boomerang.
Oh, I have no idea what that was.
I feel well kitted. I'm ready to roll.
Yeah.
Let's find this cat.
I didn't.
Cat?
Definitely don't.
Tabaxi. Sorry, that might be disrespectful.
I don't even know anymore.
I don't know who that is.
I don't know. I don't know if that's offensive.
Sure. What's his name?
What is this?
Majid.
Majid?
Majid.
Majid.
I just think of Khajiit
There you go. There you go.
Gizargo.
My personal favorite is Jaskar the Wanderer.
He's pretty cool. I'm more of a Goriah the Quick or Hyanik the Untrustworthy kind of guy. Again, references. Why are you doing this?
References literally no one else will
You know
know.
what? I'm more of a Dev Mallier kind of guy. There you go. That's a reference you all can get.
By going and watching the Star Wars game. I mean, I did hear that the Dubak's Belly is the fastest ship in the galaxy.
That's a goddamn lie.
Exactly one person as well. I didn't believe him when he said it. That person was Dev Mallior. On the ship.
I still don't believe him.
All right. How do we find it?
How'd you find him last time?
He found me.
He came to us. Yeah,
Oh,
just
right.
walk around the market. You'll see him. You'll know.
Well,
If he's looking for someone like us, he'll certainly pick us out of the
I'm
crowd.
a, just come grab me when you're done. Just go back to town on the meat that I bought.
We'll. I'd like to kind of circulate through the market area and see if I can find. I'd like to start by going where he was selling silk before to see if he's still set up there.
The warehouse or.
He had did he ever have a stand to sell it
Not
at?
that you guys saw. Last you saw, he was like moving.
Let's go to the ships. Let's go to the river and we'll ask at the ship.
The docking area.
The ship that you guys arrived on is not there.
All right. Well, that's fun.
I mean, it wasn't his ship. He just hired it to sail
Oh,
us
that's
down
true.
here. Kind of makes sense.
So I find it strange how much of a walking merchant he
Ajit, right?
was. Yes.
Ajit!
Okay, I'm gonna move this way to look for him. You
All
keep
right.
doing what you're
Do I
doing.
hear him yell? Like, am I close enough to the dock so I can hear
I mean,
him?
you can't really tell what it is. You're somebody yelling. It was something.
I'll find it.
There's also a lot of yelling going on.
Hoopla.
Yeah, that's fair.
Let's start. I want to look through the market area and just kind of just
Give me,
head on a swivel for him. Crit fail!
Ooh, I need to roll mine. I am also
Is
looking
that,
for
is that? No.
No.
No. Ooh, no.
I'm kept very busy.
almost a crit. Damn it.
You don't see Majid anywhere. You see other tabaxi off and on, or other occasionally Leone. But
And the
no.
one thing that stands out is the dwarf going to town on the food.
You
He
do
seems to be
probably
dunking his
stick
head
out
in
like
the
a sword.
fountain currently. It's
It doesn't help.
When we find him,
Nothing
he's gonna
does.
have a massive blade on his back. I swear. He's gonna be like, I killed the guy. I killed multiple guys. I have a
Oh, I
sword.
sure do love killing.
Whoa, boy, here I go killing again.
I'll just kill.
Men, women, children, anyone. I don't care.
I don't do kids. Unless the kid's a dick.
And then that's negotiable.
Then that's negotiable.
Yeah, wandering around.
I'm kept busy
Wandering around the
for...
marketplace, you do not run into machines.
The only other thing we can do is ask around, see if anyone's specifically seen him, and then move on. Anyone
Let's,
not swim?
Let's ask around, like, maybe the local bars or inns.
The taverns.
The kind of place where people would stay a night. I assume he didn't have his own lodging. He'd probably stay somewhere near the marketplace or the docks.
Okay, just roll me a d20.
17?
17? Wow.
Yeah, team's
God
special.
damn Joker die.
You can find somebody who's like seen him. As far as they know, or at least as far as they sort of heard from him, he's operating out of a warehouse sort of down near the docks. But they haven't seen him in a day or two.
Well,
But they have seen a tabaxi of the description that you give them.
skittish. Probably tripping over stuff.
Nice.
Nice.
Rubber stuff, yeah. Small.
Yeah, very short, very short.
Head that
I
way.
suppose let's go ask around the docks.
Yeah. Onward. You said like a warehouse, right?
Mhm.
I guess we'll look.
Moving up
Is
a
there
little, got his
multiple?
own warehouse.
Yeah.
I assume there's more mini warehouses. by the
Is this
docks.
a place where I could use the stone cutting to or?
I mean, it's not hard to identify a warehouse.
It's just
Uh,
which one of the
which
mini,
is which
where
one?
the plethora of
And
warehouses.
they are all. They're not like sort of what you imagine like a modern day warehouse.
Just like a sliding garage door on the front
Right.
of the...
And they're not nearly as big. They're smaller buildings, but they're obviously like not homes. Give me a persuasion check. Wandering around looking for a machine, asking around for a.
I'm pretty good at... Are we all doing this? Or just one of us?
Persuasion is
If you're
plus
all
4.
traveling together, just have one person do it.
You do. I did.
Unless you have multiple people with proficiency.
Just
I
remember.
I'm proficient, but he's just as good as me, not proficient.
Just remember, because
I'm
the
not-
fates, if this is real bad, it's going to be real bad for a minute.
I'm not proficient, so.
It was almost real bad. It's a 6.
6. Nobody. There's lots of silk merchants around here.
Machines! Wait a second.
Wait, no, I've started rolling Majid's perception checks with disadvantage.
Yeah.
That's more like it.
There it is.
And I wait a second. I'm like, I'm just a merchant overladen in coin, looking for fine silks.
No. Don't do that down here. Don't do that down here.
Do it.
These, I'm now rolling Majid's without disadvantage,
But also,
but I'm also rolling someone else's. Ooh, someone else's is pretty good. Majid's is also pretty good. So right around the same time that, so the problem is you're the one yelling, but you don't look like a merchant. You look like a bodyguard. So right around the same time that someone tries to mug the Kenra, because he's like wearing robes and doesn't just like look like, you know, Achilles.
Also, my weapons are now covered by my robes.
A door is open and slightly lower than you would expect for somebody on the other side opening a door. A head pops out. A friendly, sort of adorable feline face pops out of the doorway with like, looking for silk, you say? Right around the, right at the same time that somebody tries to somebody grabs grabs a Kenra by one shoulder and with a knife in the other hand, and who's just immediately even sort of without saying anything, it's a Kenra that grabs you, just immediately sort of threatening the person he assumes is the merchant.
Do I know him? Just by chance.
Is it anybody who's happened to
Alright, cool.
now's not the time! I say, and I try to bark at you and
Give me an intimidation.
Ooh. Can I give him a
10.
10?
Okay,
Oh.
if he doesn't...
I don't know, or it's a 10. It's a 10.
It's a 10. He doesn't seem like phased.
Mhm.
Can I use like... I mean, kind of a waste of
I'm
a spell
definitely
slot right now.
unfazed.
Can I use one of my spells to command him to just back off?
Sure.
He has
I got
command.
command.
Hey-o.
So,
Is that
so
a-
he
is
makes
that
a
is
save,
that a
I
save?
believe.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's like one word. You could say drop it, and he'd like drop his knife. I
Or
think.
like run.
I think there's specific ones you can say.
Okay.
It gives you options, but it can be any one-word command.
Yeah, so it's the you can choose others, but like approach, drop, flee, grovel, halt.
I'll
are
say
examples.
flee.
Flee?
I'll shout flee.
Okay. I believe that's a save for me, right?
Yeah. Do I have to roll
Uh,
first? To
No,
see?
you don't have to
No.
roll anything.
No.
You're successful. He just has to succeed on
Just
a
mark
wisdom
off
save.
He
Okay.
has to
Okay.
succeed
Alright.
against...
DC 14.
Yes.
14.
So you mark off a spell slot for using it.
It was
This
a-
feels like back when I DM'd.
Oh no.
Oh, okay.
Back in the day.
Because you rolled really well.
No,
Oh,
because
Opposite.
my NPC. See, the thing is, when Erickson DMs Dungeons and Dragons, and we're like,
I want to do this
and we're
thing.
like, boom, spell, boom, this thing, whatever the fuck. It's always just like,
Ooh,
no.
20.
oh yeah,
Oh,
ooh, 20,
shit.
ooh.
he had a -3 in this,
You
but he got a crit, so it's a 17.
35.
What's he looking to beat here? 15. Oh well, it's gonna be pretty hard for him to beat
With a
-4.
-4. Crit.
Oh, yeah.
16. Like it always. The only thing that we can.
Did you
I will
crit
always
fail?
fail perception checks.
I'm
so.
getting to that. The only thing that we can reliably assume is going to fail are perception checks. I'm sneaking. Oh, I rolled a 3 on my stealth, which means with my stealth that's an 8. That's really not very good. And Eric's like, don't fucking worry about it.
The highest perception I've rolled in 6 years is a 6.
and the paladin in full fucking plate with like half the world's
And
weaponry
disadvantage.
strapped to his back, and for some reason he's
Oh,
also
got a
got his
17.
horse also wearing full plate. It's like,
It's a 7 from me and a 9 from the
me
horse.
and Shiny the Holy Steed here rolled 3. It's like, yeah, don't fucking worry about it.
He's
Nobody
got light
notices.
cast on him
Exactly.
in the middle
Yeah,
of the night.
he's fucking glowing. He's carrying a torch in either hand. He's banging him against his helmet, making as much noise as possible. And the guards are like, "Nice night out this evening." And just pass by. Keep going. But when I sit down to DM,
I feel like that some grievances are really being aired out.
when
here.
I sit down to DM, it doesn't matter what bullshit you all do. It doesn't matter what spell you cast. It just doesn't feel like it matters. I just roll stuff like this one, which I'm totally fine with. This encounter was a joke anyway because you were like,
No,
oh,
no.
you were like, oh, you shouldn't be yelling that in town. Does anybody else hear? Like, it doesn't matter. I'm still disappointed that this Kendra just like, with legitimate terror in his eyes, just turns and flees
After a dwarf tells him to run.
past an extremely confused tabaxi merchant who just kind of like watches him run by and is just kind of like,
I'm gonna look down to the dwarf and be like, nice. Nice, well done. Well done.
How'd you
all
do
right,
that?
that aside is past,
I assume he was just scared of you.
and we can keep
With
playing
tangent
from there.
over? Nah, dude.
Ah! We were looking for you, friend.
Ah! He like, goes to like shake your hand.
Shake it again and be like,
Did you hear
We've-
something about a merchant yelling about purchasing silks?
I think so.
He just ran away.
Oh, was it that? Ah.
I hate to see a customer make a break for it. But are you looking for work? We're looking for work. Are you looking for guards?
Well, I'm not looking for work, but I am looking for guards.
Well, we've gone on a bit of our own adventure. As you can see, we've made a bit of money for ourselves, have a bit more equipment with us now, but we're looking for more work and more adventure.
Well,
And have new friends.
most of the silks have been sold. The ones that I have sold, I have a potential buyer here in a few days. If that rich merchant had been willing to buy them, there would have been far more convenient. But as is, it'll be a few days. But I'm working on taking we're putting together something of a caravan of manufactured goods. Those the strange water pipe, the hookahs. There's a manufacturer down here, and I'm hoping to take a caravan of them farther north. It's a bit closer to the front lines than I'd like to go, but we shouldn't be crossing any active battlefields. But just heard rumors of slavers acting in the area and stuff like that.
Tell me about it.
We've run into some slavers recently. That's where we found our friend here.
Got me while I was sleeping. Yeah. Bunch of cowards.
No, absolutely. And I just didn't want to run the risk of already got a couple of other guards willing to make the journey, but if you're all as well as making arrangements currently for wagons, but if you're all willing to help go out, I certainly know you're reliable.
Yeah, I think that'd be pretty good.
Mm-hmm. I feel we're better prepared now than we were the last time you met us, and we have our own horses that we could take along with the caravan.
Excellent.
Where were we heading?
Farther north, not quite all the way back to my homeland, but that direction.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I have no more visions as of right now, but I feel like I'm a little more prepared.
The gods had quite the journey for us. Though in the end, it was really the journey itself that taught me the most.
Not me. It was definitely the destination.
I don't know all that much about the gods, to be honest.
I wasn't even there when they got to sign this mission. I just showed up.
I think we're definitely the people to have that discussion with if you'd like to learn more about the gods.
I just kind of shoot it away.
Do the Tabax, do they have the same gods as the Kinder?
No, it's so you see, there's two gods. There's a god of good and a god of evil. Sort of light and dark as well, and they're always fighting each other.
Sounds like my gods can't get along.
But your country has many gods, right?
Oh, more than two, certainly. And some of them have dogs. And boatmen.
Dogs. Anyway.
Okay, this is an out of character question. So the Tabaxi are just the regular cat people, not the lion people.
Correct.
Okay. The Tabaxi are the Persians, you said.
Yes.
Okay.
Essentially. Whereas the Leonin are like essentially the North Africans.
Got it.
But not like Carthage, North Africa.
We have the books
Like
to
more
show
like
pictures.
proto.
Well, I mean, I kind of have an idea on what they look like. I just had to confirm within his world.
Yes.
Because I don't know why in my mind I was picturing a freaking lion,
We do
like a
not
short
have
lion.
those,
So.
correct?
No.
I have a digital version of that.
No,
Of what?
Tabaxi.
I was just
the
going to show him
Leonin
the
are-
Leonin versus the Tabaxi.
Put the Tabaxis in here. I actually really like the artwork of the Tabaxi.
It's a really good one.
Mm-hmm. They're also just ridiculously good characters to play.
There's a good-
Okay.
Oh, yeah,
Statistically good.
And they fit the rogue build just extremely well.
Chefkins.
The machine will sort of invite you all into the sort of fairly empty warehouse, and kind of give you more details on this caravan he's putting together. It sounds like it's going to be, especially with wagons, a few weeks, not like north, not too far from the coast, but far enough inland that it's sort of it's going to be ultimately quicker to just travel by land than sailing
Get on the
down
river,
the river
go all the way
and
up,
then
then
like
go,
on the
yeah.
coast.
Seems practical. We will have to cross the river though.
No, you're on the correct side of the river.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, I'm on board for that.
Yeah.
Sounds like
I'm just getting dragged along for the ride. I would that.
He is offering the same pay that he offered before, gold piece a day. But if you have to actually
Get your hands
fight,
dirty.
if you have to actually fight to protect the caravan, or scare somebody off or anything like that,
Big
it'll be a
bonuses.
bonus.
all right.
And Majid.
My intimidation is very, very high.
Majid will ask what you.
Also, half of my abilities are based on being able to make them run away. So,
Majid will ask what you've been up to for these past few weeks. You don't necessarily have to like RP the whole conversation.
right.
I probably
He's
talked about
interesting,
how we were given visions from the gods that took us on a great journey deep into the desert, where on a moonlit night, appearing in a swirl of sand, a temple that he walked into alone. Came out and
While he's telling
Some
this whole
changed.
story, I'm just over here in the corner getting drunk.
I spoke with Anubis.
not sure exactly what my gods had in store for me. Never went inside the temple, but had quite a good time with a friend we made along the way and learned some new moves.
You certainly seem stronger and
No!
better outfitted at the very least.
You out?
Yeah, it's like, no! I'm out!
You're all right.
It's all gone. No more.
Do we need to
Ah.
stop for more alcohol before we leave?
No, I'll brew my own.
Oh, we'll bring plenty, I'm sure.
The wine's good.
It's like I
nightly
take
wines.
the assorted fruit, I just throw it in the wet skin and like start to brew it.
Ah, some more dwarvish toilet wine. Delicious.
How does this batch come out? That's the question.
You'll find
Actually,
out in a week or so.
Yeah, I know.
Water, sugars.
That's the Leo made.
Yeah.
Sugar, spice, everything that's nice.
I think, statistically, I think the Tabaxi are a little better, but still badass.
Yeah, statistics aside, I just really like the backyard work.
Yeah.
I thought it was
It
fun
is-
to have the Tabaxi be like the Persians.
It is definitely the most fitting for the rogue class that I've seen, too.
Yeah, they're super cool.
Yeah, it'll be a few days. You guys kind of have the. You don't have the run of the city in the meantime. Like you can't just like get away with anything, but you can go most places in the city if you want.
I keep going back to the food market just
Oh,
to
yeah.
eat.
This is mine.
Knock off a gold piece total for the next few days of like.
Just consistent
Lounging
going.
about.
Yeah. Unless there's anything specific you guys want to like. Specific trouble you guys want to get up to?
I don't need another vision from the gods. I'm going to stay away from the hookah
So,
days this
so now that
time.
the day's passed, do I get that spell slot back, or
Yeah, every long rest.
makes sense?
You don't want to keep getting high.
No, I don't want to make a habit out of it. I want to be a social drug addict.
What is it? I kind of see the hookah and just.
Oh yeah, there are quite a few like sort of hookah lounges.
I'm just.
around.
Well, I just like as a like I don't think Wolf
I've never
would have
seen
seen
anything
any.
like
So he's like,
It's an apparatus you inhale the vapor from, and you see wild visions.
huh, interesting. How much?
They have everything ranging from a silver piece to a gold piece. That will affect sort of the intensity of the experience.
We might get our next
I
destination.
flip him a silver.
Flip a silver piece? Okay.
Yeah, we might get our next destination on this one.
For a silver piece, it's like it's over the course of kind of several hours. It's just kind of a pleasant, like mellow high.
Wow, I can't get drunk. I can get used to this.
Like it's like you're not like seeing visions necessarily. I mean, it's like every once in a while you're kind of seeing stuff, but it's not like you just kind of ride out a pretty mellow high over the course of 2 or 3 hours.
Nice. All right, cool.
Good experience.
Yes, good experience. Like I said, if I can't drink, I could totally get used to this.
Or both.
Or both.
All right. I think other than that, we're just kind of milling
Just
about.
waiting
Yep, pass
until
some
we
time.
go.
For the caravan to head out.
I think it's probably a decent place to end it then. If you guys are next time we'll pick up as the caravan sort of
Yeah, I think
leaves Anku and you guys sort of head up into another area of the map for at least a little bit.
Mm-hmm. For another adventure.
yes.
A little bit closer to the front lines. It's one of those episodes that didn't necessarily like
It's a filler.
have a whole bunch of grand combats, but it's it's some of the sort of logistical stuff that needs
It's
to be
needed.
done. Need to pick up some equipment every now and then.
If not, people would be asking questions like, "What happened to all the saddles and that dude that tried to mug me and then ran away?"
Why was there this moment where suddenly Will looked normal before, and then it cut back to him, and he had a vein sticking out of his forehead, like he just had a furious rant.
Completely cuts the entire rant out of the video. And
No, that rant stays.
No, that
That's
rant.
his end. That's
The audience needs to understand.
the truth has to be out there.
Anybody who watches this needs to understand what
Your
I've
plight.
been dealing with for years.
It really is like that too.
They really do be like that sometimes.
Oh fuck! It's a 5. Nah, you good, man.
No, you good, man.
Thank you everybody so much for watching. In our next episode, we'll set out on another adventure and see what trouble you decide to all get in, or what trouble finds you, I guess. Thank you everybody so much for watching. We'll see you in the next episode.